Xbox might not survive the next few years, if not this one. It's no longer about Xbox having a rough generation or they just need to refocus. It's that Microsoft could genuinely decide that Xbox is no longer worth the money, and either shutters it entirely or reduces it to a logo slapped on Game Pass while the console business and maybe even their studios are gone. The obvious problem at hand is that Xbox is having its worst stretch in its history. 2024 and 2025 were brutal. Studio closures, layoffs, delays, cancellations, price hikes, and a lineup that outside of a few titles failed to move Xbox in any meaningful way. And it all comes down to Microsoft really just having no idea how to manage Xbox, or they just don't care anymore. And it gets even worse for Xbox as component costs for their consoles have exploded. Everything has gotten very expensive, and manufacturers for those components have switched their capacity to providing for AI infrastructure over consumer hardware. So, components are becoming more expensive because there just aren't many being made anymore, which puts a damper on Xbox's revenue because they obviously need those same components that are now pricier to make their consoles. And that's just for the current Xbox Series S and X, which may see its third price hike because of this shortage. And what about the next Xbox? That'll likely be costing Microsoft even more. It's allegedly a PC console hybrid, and well, PCs have already seen a price increase because of rising costs. The inevitable question Microsoft executives will have is why should they fund an extraordinarily expensive console generation that will cost them more the longer it goes on, when that same capital could be dumped into AI infrastructure with exponentially higher returns in a short time. Because it isn't Xbox that is making Microsoft infinite money, it's AI. In 2025, Microsoft posted record profits, largely driven by its AI business. And now, we're in 2026. Console components are set to rise even further, which means the cost of manufacturing per unit goes up. Xbox has seen a 29% dip in hardware sales in 2025, on top of its previous 42% decrease in 2024. Microsoft looks at Xbox and sees shrinking hardware market share, ever-rising manufacturing costs, and few standout games with even fewer on the horizon. While at the same time, AI investments are generating Microsoft infinite money very quickly, Microsoft really wouldn't be happy, but hey, they wouldn't have Xbox around if they didn't believe it could generate some kind of profit, right? Why should they interfere directly? Well, if Microsoft's AI investments were to lose valuation and investors pull out, or if the AI growth slows or the bubble bursts outright, then Microsoft is in big trouble. They will lose a ton of money. And what is the first thing that soulless suits do when they lose money? They cut costs and recoup capital. And Xbox has been costing them a lot for little in return. That's right, if Microsoft's bet on AI folds, then I think Xbox is screwed. Now, I don't think they'll close Xbox entirely. They'll cut out as much as possible to save money, but Xbox as a brand is something they have poured a lot of money into over the years. They can't just get rid of it. And that is where Game Pass comes in. Game Pass is a subscription, and you know companies love those. Use Microsoft's existing cloud infrastructure, generates billions in revenue, and its overhead cost isn't as much as consoles. So, if Game Pass is both cheaper and generates more money than making and then selling those consoles, then you cut out the consoles, cut out the studios that aren't making any standout games, and then divert what remains into Game Pass. Any games Xbox makes or publishes are exclusive to a Game Pass subscription, which is basically the new version of console exclusives. This might sound like crazy talk, but I do think Xbox's ultimate fate is that it becomes Game Pass, sooner or later. Which is not a future I want at all because I absolutely hate subscriptions. But I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. If you learned anything, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.